Hi guys, welcome to my weekly show Crypto Daily. And this is a show where we talk about all the recent updates and all the things that have happened in India. And also, I tend to cover stuff from Asia as well. And and everything that's happening across the world that will impact things in India, things in Asia, and how various countries across the world are um, moving ahead, with the mainstream crypto adoption and how things are evolving. And a lot of these things we discuss. And today as well, I have a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting things that have happened across the world and also in Asia. So let's get started. I've been covering this for sorry. Yeah, I think it's fine now. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I was saying that I've been covering a lot of recent updates in India, and the main message out of it has always been that how the country has really taken crypto. It has become a lot crypto friendlier than it was a couple of years back. Obviously, because of the ban. And this week there were reports that not just the peer-to-peer crypto volume has been increasing, which I've been telling you, almost every week that it's been increasing threefold. But also, the DeFi sector, and we talked about the DeFi sector, the DeFi concept last week, which has been exploding, and a lot of companies have jumped into the DeFi bandwagon, and not to forget, Gate.io itself has announced that they're creating a DeFi network on our public blockchain Gatechain. So, it's really the DeFi. DeFi seems like the future of of money today. But things really move faster in the crypto world, and we really need to wait and watch where really it takes all of us. But crypto as a space is here to stay, definitely. And as I was saying, DeFi is also gaining a lot of momentum in India, not just outside India. Despite remember there have been just after a few weeks after when the ban was uplifted in India, there was another scare that came about in the media that a blanket ban might just be put on cryptocurrencies again, because there are people in the government who are working on the draft, and they are looking at it as we speak, and they may be able to give us some kind of a decision in a few weeks from now. So despite the scare, that there is an upcoming blanket ban, another blanket ban on cryptocurrencies, all we've seen is the crypto volume surging. All we've seen is the interest in the cryptocurrencies is continually increasing. More traders, more and more traders, more and more people who are getting themselves involved in cryptocurrencies. So this is really exciting, right? And not just India, Asia has always dominated the crypto space, and it continues to do so. Well, if we were to look at the factors that really are responsible for this, could be we have a huge population. We really Asia as a region, we kind of lack in financial infrastructure, not as good as the US maybe. So we want to do more for our region. We want to really use the innovative methods that cryptocurrency really brings to the table to be able to get a nice and a digital infrastructure, financial infrastructure. And Asia is definitely leading in the digital adoption. When it comes to mobile usage, the internet usage, and things like that. So it's really a right time to change the way Asia really looked. What it looked like a couple of years back. So not a couple of years back, like about maybe 6 years back. It's really changed tremendously. So there could be a lot of reasons why the crypto um, revolution has really been in the forefront, and how Asia has been leading this from the forefront. Also, the decentralized exchange volumes have really exploded over the last few days. And in the last 24 hours, when I was researching this, it was yesterday. So I would say from the same time, if we go back to from the same time yesterday, we go back to last 24 hours, it was about 1 billion. In the last 24 hours, that was on Monday. And for the week, it's been about 4 billion a week. So decentralized volumes have been increasing. And this was not the case, a few weeks back. So that's really great. Now the Bitcoin took another step towards mainstream adoption, with the Fidelity showing serious interest and serious about considering Bitcoin as a long-term investment strategy and opportunity. So there, the chairman also gave a speech, which was a highly anticipated speech, and it really impacted the Bitcoin price immediately. Not a lot, but yeah, it did impacted the price. And a lot of his comments, people have different views on his comments, but it's definitely one of the reasons, or it's definitely one of the exciting things that have happened the week when it comes to the crypto mainstream adoption, definitely. Well, as we know, the price point of 11,500 remains, at a resistance, and at this point, the greed index is also quite elevated, and this could perhaps, lead to a little, downward pressure. But we all are waiting, when Bitcoin really takes over this resistance of 11,500, and probably next would be 12,500. Overall, the long term is looking really bullish, and yeah, it should definitely remain like that from what it looks like at this point. Also, I talked about Quorum, right? The enterprise blockchain platform. It was developed by the JP Morgan Chase, has been acquired by Consensus, which is again an Ethereum venture studio. So JP Morgan built the Quorum blockchain internally using the Ethereum network, and the software that underpins Ether is one of the well-known cryptocurrencies in the world, as we all know. So Quorum, which will remain open source, is being used by the bank to run the interbank information, and which lies in their networks, and probably a payments network that involves more than 300 banks. Also, another really exciting things is that that have happened is that Big Four is gearing up as a crypto and blockchain space, and when incumbents like the Big Four really talk about innovating the blockchain and the crypto, it really becomes important, and it really becomes like a proof that this space is growing, because it's really garnering a lot of interest from everyone across the world. And as we speak, a lot of these companies are working on a lot of things that could combat the regulatory pressures that are around the space, and also a lot of challenges around scalability, interoperability, the development of the technology, the consensus models. So these companies are really looking at these challenges as well very, very closely, to be able to take this to the scale that we all want, and that would be the real revolution in the world, right? As I said, Fidelity is also betting on Bitcoin, it's really in the reports that they're looking to set up a new Bitcoin dedicated fund with a lot of considerable investment, like something around $100,000, and yeah, it could likely to target institutional investors that they have. And the Bitcoin fund by Fidelity could be the next best thing that could happen to Bitcoin, and it's really exciting, as you know, we don't have a lot of Bitcoin ETFs that are approved yet by SEC. So yeah, it could potentially be one of the big things that happen in the next coming months. Also, we heard, like, a lot of Bitcoiners, like um, you know the Gemini co-founders, they pointed that to the change to bolster the contention that the US dollar is increasingly unreliable store of value, and coming inflation will devalue the dollar further, allowing Bitcoin with its capped supply to potentially overtake gold. And we also talked about how gold and Bitcoin correlation has been increasing a lot, and especially it really touched 70% a few weeks back, and we did talk about that. So more and more interesting stuff, more and more interesting insights are coming in from the big guys in the industry, right? And not just that, I mean, it's just not talks. They're really taking a lot of steps to strengthen how we can take Bitcoin or crypto to scale and change the way finance functions. Also, you must have heard the Blockfolio, which is a company which has been acquired by the FTX exchange, and it's an interesting deal, definitely. And some of these deals are also a testament to how fast the space is changing, and a lot of things that are happening, and people are really thinking about it a lot. I mean, there's a lot of strategies being made, a lot of acquisitions being done across the world. So this is also something very, very interesting. Now there is a digital currency group, that's also looking to invest 100 million in Bitcoin mining, which is yet another topic, and which is really, really, is something that currently Asia dominates the space. So this is something interesting, because betting on Bitcoin mining is yet another thing that needs to be done at this point, right? And especially in the US and outside Asia, right? Because in the end, we want the world to accept the space and to be operating, and we want Bitcoin or crypto to be operating in the mainstream across the world, globally. And of course, the ETH farming craze has been on fire in recent weeks, and it also has raised a couple of questions. I mean, if it's so easy to forcode and launch a project that promises advantages over the original, and if it's so easy for users to move from project to project, from one project to project, chasing the highest yield, then I mean, how it's gonna survive? So that's another question, and that again, I mean, YAM is a great, YON and YAM are great examples, and in the area of Texas or automated market makers, Moonswap and SushiSwap are near clones of current heavyweight Uniswap. And Moonswap claims to improve on Uniswap by preventing arbitrages from taking all the slippage, and instead keeping it most of the pool to redistribute to the liquidity providers, basically. So this is also interesting, and I'm going to be talking about this in detail in my next live. So this is all from today, guys, and as I said, you should keep a tab on the interesting strategies K.io is working on, and the DeFi ecosystem that we're creating is definitely one of those. And and you should also keep an eye on our public blockchain, Gatechain, which was recently launched, the mainnet version, and and we're really excited that it's gonna be the next thing, the next big thing to take care of the security of all the digital assets that were considered insecure. So I'm really excited to see how it pans, and how all our users take advantage of all the products that we're going on introducing. And we're working very hard, and we're trying to accommodate everything that's going to interest you guys. So Stay tuned, and also I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.